Welcome back to my page. It is Inspire Africa Foundation, Chikube TV, and First Class Digital Print Shop and Studio. Now, I was there, I was thinking to myself, when I was growing up, I used to see some people. You see someone like my former boss, she was a lady, she's married, she has a husband, she has a job. But when she comes in the morning, she's jolly, she's doing her things perfectly. And you would imagine, I would ask myself, does she take some alcohol? Is she using some drug to make herself happy? And I wanted to know what the secret was all about. But now, after sharing with her, there are about 4 things I've learned that I would like to share about. One of the things is called automate, delegate, delete, and doing. What do I mean by this? To automate, to delegate, to delete, and to do. So, the meaning of automate. If there are some things you feel you cannot do and you get stressed of doing, but there is another way you can do them, you automate. For example, I would find it very hard to think of what to cook, then be there, I'm going to cook rice for supper. Now what does rice go with? Does rice go with peas? Does it go with beans? Does it go with peanuts? You see, if there's someone who can do that for you, if there is a restaurant that you can afford. When I talk about a restaurant, I'm not meaning that you go to these big hotels and what, but if you know there is any other person who can help you do it, then automate. Then another thing that I've learned is to delegate. And I would find a problem once I've delegated something. I go ahead, I say, but I used to do this at this time. It used to be done like this and this. By this and this time, I would have accomplished it. I would have done it like this. No, there will be confusing yourself. Once you've delegated, leave the person to do the thing the way they know, because you've delegated. Because does not make any sense once you've delegated. Then again, you go ahead stressing to follow up whether they have done it or how they are doing it. That is not delegation. Do total delegation. Let other people do things for you, and they do it the way they know. Not doing things for you, but you want them to do them the way you want. Then another thing is to delete. What do I mean to delete? Oh, this one is very hard, but you'll have to take it. Delete people and relationships, and even some things. If you see some relationships are stressing you, delete them, leave them. If you see some other things you've been involving yourself in, they are not yielding, they are just bringing stress to you, they are not adding anything to you, by the time you've evaluated yourself, you can choose delete them completely. And lastly is to do the doing. Sometimes you find some of these things we are just talking, but when you've talked, go ahead and do the doing. It is very, very important to do the doing. Sometimes we plan, we even write, we dream, we do what, but when you are not doing the doing, then you will not earn what you're thinking of earning. And there is something I've noticed of recently. You find even some people, they are working very, very hard, they are working for very long hours, but if I sit with yourself and say, I'm working very hard, I'm working for this and these hours, but what have I earned from that working? I remember there is some friend of mine I would always ask, he would tell me, hey, you guys, for us, we've worked when I was in Imbalala, when I was at the university, I used to do this, I used to do this, I used to have a kiosk, I used to have this, I used to have this. Then he tells me, now, for you, you've just started working. For us, we started working at a very young age. We did this, we did the other one, we did the other one. But my simple question to him was always, what do you have to show us that you worked? What evidence can you show us that you've worked for all those years? I remember I used to make fun of him and I tell him, do you have a protein in Mbarara? No. Do you have a building in Mbarara? No. Do you have a farm there? No. Now how can you convince me to understand that for the 3 years you're in Mbarara you worked? No, there's no evidence that you're working. Don't just talk, work, do the working, and still as you work, sit and evaluate yourself. You say, yes, I'm working, I'm telling people how I'm hardworking, I've done this and this, I've brought this and this and the other one, but what have I got out of it? Okay, hope my points are well captured. That is it for today. Have a blessed afternoon. Remember, we are Inspire Africa Foundation, Chukube TV, in partnership with First Class Digital Print Shop and Studio. We can do for you the photos and the videography. We can do for you the receipt books. We can do for you the stamps. We can do for you lots and lots and lots of very many beautiful things. This man, the CEO, Mr. Linda, he brought this platform. He knew you would benefit, I would also benefit, and your brother would benefit, our friend would benefit. I know it is